Ready.
All right. So to recap from last session, we had the party split up and handle a couple of side quests left on the guard postings that the villagers had left up. About it was almost a 50. It was about a 50-50 split. Aiden and Oscar went to handle some interviews for a woman who thought there was a spy in town, while Jorin, Fench, and Romero handled a pest-infested food stall. The pest hunters found that a shed nearby was actually the cause of the infestation, and they had just happened to overrun the food stall. And what was it? You had to you cast fear on them, and they were all running in and out and around the shed. Romero,
None of them.
is you muted?
Yeah, I used my transformation.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Mute yourself.
He scared me away.
Yes, he did. I do remember that. But yeah, along the way there was some rat shenanigans, like some rat potato, like hot potato, as well as making some rat kebabs on Fench's sword.
That did happen.
And then Oscar and Aiden, in their investigations, Oscar was able to find that Nimra was actually not any kind of Vistani spy like Karina, the blue butterfly lady, had claimed. Instead, it seemed more of a jealousy thing, where Karina wanted a chance to upstage Nimra for the first time. And then Aiden, you more so found, what was it? You were in the home to see like the family was kind of like whatever, not really participating in it all. And that you also hit up the church to find out some information there.
Yes.
And then everyone's back here at the inn discussing everything they found out. Oh, and Oscar did not get his reward for the interviews after talking to Karina, and she got very grumpy with you. But
I insulted her honor.
yes. Whereas Romero, Jorin, and Fench got themselves some money and specialty bread, not made from children.
Very important.
Yes.
As far as we know.
Do like you guys were like, what's your special ingredient? And they were like, what? All right.
Special bread. We're on to you, peasants.
Anything else you guys can think of?
Nope.
Okay. So so you guys are all hanging out in the tavern now. I can't remember if I cut off any conversations from last session or if there's anything anyone in the party wanted to chat about with everyone. I know that Romero has shared with everyone there is the barkeep is a little bit low on his wine supply.
The barkeep is low on his wine supply.
Oh, I had no idea.
Does he need us to get him some more wine?
Yes.
So, Romero, where is this wine coming from?
You.
I believe I handed everybody a piece of paper that gave us the details of the quest, so that I wouldn't have to say them.
I don't have that handout.
TM.
Anybody else have it?
I don't know if there was a handout for it. She just said that there was a piece of paper with the details.
Yeah, so it's the supply is from the Wizard of Wine's winery that is west of the town. It looks like the details you provided indicates it'd be a couple hours worth of travel.
Well, what are we waiting for then?
I don't know. I'm just eating bread.
This bread is good.
It's a lot better than that witch bread.
You ate some of the witch bread?
No, but Aiden did.
I
Uh,
didn't eat any of it.
You ate the witch bread, Aiden. Admit it.
I didn't.
But you thought about eating it.
I did not.
You said, this looks like some tasty witch bread.
I burned down the kitchen.
yeah, I think you blew up the kitchen.
Only after you realized what was in the witch bread.
Burned, blew up. Same deal.
Well, as you guys are kind of like talking before you leave and
You're
eating
not talking.
eating the specialty bread, you guys look up and you see that Ismark and Irina are actually heading into the tavern. You guys haven't seen them for at least a day now, right? Because you guys haven't seen them since you left for the windmill.
Yes.
Real.
Yeah. So you walking in, Ismark and Irina don't seem to notice you at first. Ismark kind of shouts out a greeting, and you hear shuffling come from the kitchen, and you see. Oh no! Took one too many tokens. I'll just bring them all out at once because that's easier. Oh no, they take up a lot of space. Anyway, so you see shuffling from the kitchen, you see kind of like these 4 kids appear. These 2 here have a strong resemblance to the barkeep owners, and these 2 you recognize to be freaking Myrtle.
Freaking Myrtle.
Freaking Myrtle.
Oscar, these 2 you recognize to be your children.
Yes, that Oscar should recognize. But yes, the 2 kids run up and greet Ismark and Irina happily, giving them hugs and kind of like asking how they've been. They kind of like just have a quick little short bit of conversation, but Ismark kind of just pats them on their heads, and they go back and start to run back towards the kitchen to continue hanging out with the other kids in the bar.
Are these the actual kids' pictures? Because the one has like a side part all the way down, like he's an emo kid.
Yeah, these are the provided portraits for their kids.
Like, holy crap!
Yeah, he has like super edgy haircut. That one.
Yeah.
This one looks like this one.
They do,
Like
yeah.
identically.
Same
They have
pose
the
and
same
everything.
glare.
The same glare. The family glare.
What does the dad look like? Does he have a side part like this one?
This is the dad, Erwin.
No, see, this is the top 3 all match, and the bottom is the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
Everyone's
mean,
like,
in
it's
his
just a
defense,
phase.
I think he has his mother's hand and stomach in his picture. So that's where the resemblance is.
Oh, you like the way that they're posing together? It
Yeah, I
has
mean, like
her
literally
cut
like,
out.
the art. Yeah, because it's just cut out.
Yeah. So yep. The kids head off, and then Ismark and Irina kind of realize you're all in the bar, and they greet you. And Ismark comes up and, you know, kind of just asks how things have been for you all in Vallaki.
Pretty easy going, I'd say.
Offer Ismark some of our delicious bread that we've had.
He takes a small piece of it, and he tries it, and he nods. And then Irina comes up, and she goes over, and she's kind of like, so we've had the chance to go through the town and look through Vallaki, trying to find a place where I can stay. I think we've narrowed it down to 2 places, if you guys have a free chance to talk about it.
I mean, sure.
All right, well, we were thinking either the Burgomeister's mansion is fairly large, should be able to fit myself, and we also thought that we would want the 2 kids to stay with us, or stay with me while I'm still in this town, but I'm not sure the Burgomaster would necessarily be, you know, fond of having the kids in there as well. So there's also the St. Andrew's Church that's near here. However, they are a bit scared of letting us stay because they have had a recent theft.
The theft of what?
They wouldn't go into too many details, but they seem to be would be more comfortable if they had people help solve whatever that theft was.
I mean, we could probably look into that a little bit. I'm assuming to a church is holy ground, so he whose name sucks dick can't walk on the actual surface of it, maybe?
I think the part that got me most is the fact you said on the surface of it, as if like it's a planet. Like just
Hollowed ground only goes 6 inches deep.
all right, but she kind of paused and she's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even consider that. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense that he wouldn't be allowed around there. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are still free for the rest of the day, if you could check out these places and kind of come back and let us know which one you think would be best." And then Ismark kind of nods and he adds on, he's like, "Yeah, you guys were able to escort us without a problem, so we trust your final opinions."
Oh, because adventurers are always known for the real estate claims.
Ismark looks at you. He's like, "It's less about the real estate and safety aspect, but, you know, if you also have knowledge in real estate."
I kind of wish that did have it so that I could like, just shout out some real estate jargon, but I got nothing.
You were hoping for a real estate pun.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, I got nothing.
Roll realty.
Roll land assessment. All right. But yeah, so they kind of head around to like take seats at the bar. Oh, nope, that's Aiden. Is marking it up behind you. Or yeah, seats at these tables. Yep. Yeah.
I suppose we should figure out what we're doing, you guys. Because now we have, what,
3-ish?
3 tasks?
It's a lot of tasks.
Well, wait, did the wine go missing, or he just wants more wine?
The shipments have not been coming in as expected. So his supply is low and he doesn't know how much longer he can last until whenever the next shipment might be.
I mean, there's a small fraction of a chance that whoever stole from the church might also be involved with this missing shipment of wine.
I suppose it seems unlikely, but it probably travels along the same road. Alright, we only have so much time today. Alright, are we hunting for wine or are we getting a house for Irina?
I think we are probably better off trying to get the wine because that's been something that's been on the back burner for a bit now. Well, you know what? On one hand, we want to do that. On the other hand, probably good if we just. But I guess that would complete the quest, right, for Irina? Right?
I mean, we could always do both again.
No.
Listen, Irina can always go to a house tomorrow. Alright, this quest pays us free room and stay for the rest of our time here.
You're right. Let's do that.
Wine.
Okay. Is there anything you guys need to stock up on or want to do before you head out?
Yes, I actually want to talk to Danica.
Okay.
Danica, do you know Nimra? She does all the weaving.
Yeah, she's always top of the line as far as the ceremonies go. Why? What's up?
Well, I was hoping I could maybe have the kids aid her in some of her her work. I know she's. I was briefly talking to her, and she seems a little bit behind. I figured maybe I could give the kids, all 4 of them, maybe like a gold to help out.
We have our own festival things to work towards. I'm not sure that I can necessarily spare them.
Yeah, I mean, if not, then I'll just have our two kids can probably help out. I just didn't, as long as the kids are helping out, with the festival to whoever they need to. I think it's always good to have kids work a little bit before their leisure. So teach them stuff growing up.
Uh, Danica kind of mulls over it a little bit. She's like, I mean, if the kids end up ahead of their work, then I'll mention it to them. But as far as it is right now, we're still trying to get the inn and everything ready for the festival.
Okay, well then, could you just do me one favor then? Could you take a quick moment of your time to escort Freak and Myrtle over to her place so that they're seen safely as we go hunt down your wine?
Wait, where do you want them escorted? To.
To Nimra's across from her house, where she does her weaving.
What?
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Hold on.
I want to have the kids help her with her to get in preparation for.
All right, hold on.
festival.
We're taking a timeout.
Yeah, hold
What
on.
is your thing? What is your thought process right
So
now? Just, like, lay it on to me.
he couldn't have a children army, so now he wants children labor?
What? No, my thought process is.
Well, he's
the
still
kids
working
are
on the
just-
children army thing.
Well, no, the kids are just loafing about, just having fun, and she's behind her work for different reasons. So I figured the kids could help her out a little bit.
Yeah.
So child labor.
So let me get this straight. So the lady that you just did a one-night stand on, you're gonna send her child laborers to make it better? Is that might I add that are so young that they're practically useless and need more looking after?
The children
were
are
just-
not useless.
Then they do work.
Wait, the children are not useless. All four of them were like playing around for half the day by themselves.
How old are these children of yours again,
Like
Oscar?
8?
Freaking Myrtle. Freak is 7 and Myrtle's 5. Myrtle doesn't even talk to people.
That is at that age they're practically useless when it comes to work.
Oscar, they're not even as tall as I am yet.
I think you guys aren't training your kids to do things well enough.
Why don't we ask Irina and Ismark their opinion of this plan?
Can we just
sure they've overheard
can we
the
just slap
conversation.
Oscar?
I agree with slapping Oscar.
Because can we roll the SWAT? Can we just do it? Do we have to roll?
Finch, come here so I can get on your shoulders and slap.
Wait.
Give me advantage. Help me out. Give me advantage.
Wait, how come I'm a bad person for having our kids do work, but yet Danica can have her kids do work and it's fine?
Because they're her kids, and they're helping her.
It's like a family business almost.
It's almost like their actual family.
Yeah, but if you guys remember, Nimra's family did not help her whatsoever.
All right, Oscar. When you
No,
were young,
I genuinely don't remember that actually because I wasn't there.
Oscar,
Well,
let's
wait,
go.
are we talking
through
in game
this.
or out of game?
In game.
Game.
In game?
Okay, well, in game, I saw her family. They weren't helping her out at all. They were just loafing about.
That
And?
doesn't-
That
From what
wasn't
I've gathered,
quite
you didn't help her out at all either.
But I helped her. And then things escalated.
I mean,
Side
the
note-
story
side note,
you
do we
told
know he can't
us.
sleep on her.
The
No.
story you told us was that he was going to help her break free of her monotonous life and be an adventurer or something. Which I don't see her here with us helping us fight off.
Well, wait, I don't think
Whatever
I
this
told
place
you
is.
guys.
Yeah,
that.
we
You're
don't know
lucky.
that bit.
My slap game isn't strong today.
I just know that he was sleeping. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't know anything about the leaving your life and all that stuff. You just know.
Yes.
So, you seem to believe that by sleeping with her, you had helped her in some way.
No, I was helping her earlier, and then she couldn't resist this. But it did set her back in her work.
And to make it up to her, you want to send her a 5-year-old so that she could teach the 5-year-old how to do her work. That is supposed to be the best quality in the town.
Yeah.
What, like,
Jorin, stop trying to defend Oscar's idea here. All right.
oh, we're not. We are just absolutely trying to
Uh.
pick it apart and prove. This is.
Well,
This
that
is-
was actually a reasonable suggestion that they learn from the greatest craftsman in town.
No, but I think what Jorin was saying is that the time it would take for her to teach a 5-year-old, she would have been able to do it herself.
Yes, this isn't helping her prepare for the festival.
What about the 7-year-old?
I'm not even gonna
All right, guys. So
answer
we're
him anymore on that.
Danica kind of like she thinks about it and she's like, my children are a bit older and that's how they're able to help me. I'm not sure. I mean, if I get free time in the bar, I guess I could bring Freak and Myrtle. I hate that I say it in that order because it does sound like freaking Myrtle. Myrtle and Freak
Freaking
over
Myrtle.
to Nimra's place, but I'm not sure how much help they would be.
Oh, right.
Danica.
Look,
No.
look. I'm sorry. Oscar was, when he was a child, he was dropped pretty hard. And
Now, when I was a child, I learned a decent labor work, good work ethic.
And then what happened to you?
Well, then
Oscar,
I learned
stop
to
lying.
ignore it.
All right, we're wasting valuable time here. All right, Danica, the children will stay here because Oscar is a madman, right? We're all going. All right, come on, everybody, we're going.
Let's go.
We're
Yep.
hunting for
I
wine.
sling my gear onto my back and I start to head out. And I put a hand on Oscar's shoulder and slowly lead him with us.
I follow. My brain hurts, though.
I don't know what's going on, but
Okay.
It's time to
headache.
go.
All right, so I'm gonna.
So-
So yeah, so you guys are now outside in the actual town area. I'm gonna drag all your icons into.
I'm an icon? Whoa.
Okay, so the inn is here.
Yes.
All right, the church is here,
Yes.
and wine comes from the west.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you guys can go ahead and head out of the town unless there's something you want to do along the way.
And Oscar's friend is here.
no, I don't want to do anything along the way except explain to Finch that the logo for the rat kebab business should be him with his sword full of rats all kebabbed, smiling.
I like this plan. I think that's a great idea for a logo.
That sounds great. It'll draw many children.
They'll be like, what is with this fantastically tanned young man and his rat kebab sword?
All right. Listen up.
He'll be like the crow.
Though, can we not have rats? Can we just have like actual good food, not just rats?
Well, what would we serve?
We gotta
Chickens
start
on a
somewhere.
sword? That doesn't make any sense.
Adventurer meat.
Like rats.
What, like
Yes.
cannibalism?
No. Listen. They can still be rats, but it's now adventurer meat. It's mysterious. They don't know what meat it is until they do.
Until it's rats.
Until it's.
He may have a point. Not advertising it as rats up front could be a smart move.
All right, but I still want a logo with him with a bunch of pieces of cartoon meat on his sword.
I mean, I'm
I
actually.
agree.
I'm not going to lie. I do kind of like.
Maybe the adventure is the mystery of the rats.
yes, it's
the
adventurer
marketing
meat because you're
practically
on an
writes itself.
adventure, a taste bud adventure.
We do have to make sure we clarify that it is not the meat of adventurers.
Yes.
I do have to
Asterisk.
wonder though, if you ran an actual business where you were serving rats, and the health department showed up, could you just claim that the rats there were just like?
The rats in the kitchen are meant to be there?
Yeah. They're there to be eaten.
No, you don't understand. Those are the food. We
That
can't
that
get rid
is
of
the
those.
food.
it's a free range
Oh.
Free range rat, and the
I mean-
kitchen's the range.
They have restaurants where like they have the live lobsters there, like in a tent.
We just have a tank
Catch
full of
them
rats.
Just a big cage full
Pick
of
your
rats.
Ugh.
rat.
Pick yours out, kid. Here you go, freak. Pick your rat.
We like to out Ratatouille as well.
All right, so we know where the winery is.
Yes, he gave you directions towards it. I'm just trying to locate it for myself
Is
to.
it this one?
No,
'Cause this looks winery like.
it looks
This
funny.
one way
Really.
out here, yeah.
This-
This one
Yes.
with the fields around it.
Yes, fields.
What?
Where is it?
All the way to the left.
To the left? That's
To
like
the
not
left,
right.
To the
Oh.
left.
West.
That's further than I expected.
Yeah, I think I measured it out and it would have been 2 hours, or I had a chart that suggested it's a 2 hour.
2 hour hike. Sure.
Because it's, where was
Yeah,
my speed
6
table?
miles.
6 miles. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just a little bit windy, but overall it's,
Whatever.
yeah. So, okay. So yeah, I'm going to say you guys were having that conversation in your travels.
We can get through the forest. I don't get lost in there.
You don't get lost in there. Is there a crying cat in the background?
Yeah, hold on. Let me take care of that.
Okay.
Get the shovel.
Oh boy. We were just talking about child labor and now we're talking about poor cats. All right, let me see.
All right, keep an eye out for the caravans.
Caravans?
Well, more than one shipment has gone missing, right?
I have
Oh,
Natural
true,
Explorer for forests.
Mm.
So
It
you're
doesn't
saying
slow
we
us
can just
down.
walk straight there?
Yes, with all the eyes in the woods that follow you every time you guys are outside.
I can't get lost, and it doesn't slow my group's travel. I mean, I don't see any negative to this whatsoever.
And you get double proficiency on any intelligence or wisdom check about the terrain.
See?
All right. So are you cutting through the woods?
Nah, that's a terrible idea.
I liked it.
All right. So yeah, so you guys are all
And you
conversing.
proved the point.
You guys are all conversing about your adventure me ideas when you guys come across this bridge over top of a river. Jorin, roll a d20 for me.
Oh, this is exciting.
Dun dun
Um,
Okay.
dun dun dun.
Last time I kept having to do this, there were some wolves following us.
What's that noise? So, but yes, you do hear some rummaging out in the surrounding woods to you. It sounds like it's about coming from this area.
Can
Is this the command? Yes.
Do you have any idea what kind of rummaging it sounds like? Like
Make
struggling animal, angry animal.
a perception check or nature check. Since you're good at the outdoorsy stuff. So 12. You recognize the noise to sound kind of like how do I describe it? It sounds like a group of people in the woods kind of walking around. Like it doesn't sound, it sounds two-legged, but it sounds like a group of them. But it sounds like they are also pretty adept at the woods. You kind of hear bushes and branches being pushed out of their way, but you don't hear them fumbling through the woods and tripping on things.
Okay. I don't see them, obviously, through the woods from where I'm at. But I can
No.
kind of pick out where they are.
Yeah, it does sound that they're kind of closer to the clearing, maybe heading towards you guys, but it definitely sounds like a group together.
And we'll alert the rest of my group to what I have found of, hey, there's someone in the woods over there.
And they're coming to us.
That's what it sounds like.
All right. Then let's set up a defensive position on this bridge.
Okay. So,
Right? Like,
I-
the caravans have gone missing. Perhaps these are the bandits.
Could be.
That makes sense.
Right.
Too much sense.
Okay.
Aiden seems to know an awful lot about those missing caravans.
Whatever.
What do you know,
I
Aiden?
build a wall.
You build a minor illusion wall.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he builds an actual wall.
Where do you want to put the minor illusioned wall as far as relation to the bridge? Like, are you guys staying on the bridge, getting off the bridge?
We should stay on the bridge, right? Yes.
Yes.
Seems
So this will be at
reasonable.
the edge of the bridge.
So kind of like right around here, as if to block it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you guys see, first you see one guy kind of walk out of the woods. He kind of like shakes his head in an animal-like manner to get like twigs and things out of his hair, but it's a guy. And then soon you start to see a few other people trail behind him until there's 6 people right on the edge of the clearing holding spears and looking confused at the wall set up on the bridge.
Oh,
Go ahead.
It's just a bunch of Scandinavians. Don't worry.
Bjorn.
So 6 spearmen exit the woods.
Yes.
Okay.
6 men with spears. You don't know what they're using them for yet.
Yes. I jab Fench in the side.
Oh,
They look at you confused. They're like, has this wall always been on the bridge?
what brings you to the bridge?
Just crossing again to the other part of the woods. I don't recognize you folks from around here.
We're the new toll keepers.
Oh,
No, toll bridge.
okay. What would be the fee to get across now?
Information.
Just
We're looking-
information, not money or food.
Do you
No.
want to give us money or food?
Shut up. Anyway.
Shut up.
Anyway. Where are you from?
From the woods. You just saw us clearly come from the woods.
What is your quest?
What? Okay. Where in the woods are you from? I mean, that's not very descriptive. I mean, I guess I'm from a city. It didn't tell you anything, did it?
All right. The guy looks at you quizzical. He's like, we live in the woods. Is that so peculiar?
Well, it is when there's been a few caravans missing. Yes, it is.
Caravans? Are you accusing us of being thieves?
I'm not
Not
accusing
yet.
you. I'm asking you where
Not
they
yet.
Are
were.
you thieves?
Are you guys actually talking over each other? Like,
Yes,
Yes.
that's happening
Yeah.
in game.
as each of you are kind of talking over each other, Jorin, you notice something interesting where they kind of seem to perk their heads in such a way to listen to each part of the conversation in a way that isn't entirely human.
Almost like animal.
Almost like the werewolves.
So, I would
Obviously,
question:
a
dumb.
hive mind.
why would they live in the woods? Ask them why they live in the woods so close to town.
I mean, you just did it.
Yeah.
Jorin, did you
Yeah,
whisper
not-
that at Fench to translate into a more...
He's the one doing
Oh.
the talking, and he looks more intimidating than I do.
True. All right. So you live in the woods? Like, you have a house out here? Or?
More intimidating. Yeah.
Yes, he stumbles
quite.
through all his words.
I look visibly dejected.
I would like to remind you I have a -1 charisma.
Yes, it's very fitting.
I'm in character.
The
Yeah.
first guy that, like, Fench, as you're talking to them, you realize out of the 6, the first guy that left the woods is kind of, like, visibly bigger. Like, he seems to be leading the group through the woods. And he's like, So are you asking if we have built a home in the woods? Like, are you asking to come to our house in the woods?
Okay, look. What we're looking to trying to find. Some brigands have been attacking caravans on the way. If you live in the woods, you have to know something about it. So, what have you seen? What have you heard? And these woods can get a lot safer for everybody.
Yes, the woods are pretty big and there's a lot going on. They're at least right around this area is where we're centrally located. Intend to do our, moving through the woods. As far as we're aware, we haven't even seen any caravans make it this far along the paths.
What? Like ever?
He
That
turns
doesn't make any.
he turns
That
around.
doesn't make any sense.
He turns around and looks at him, and they all kind of shrug and agree. And he's like, "Yeah, there used to be a caravan that used to come out from west, but we haven't seen it in a while."
Like how long? When's the last time you saw one?
He kind of like puts out his hand and seems to try and count, unsure of like what he's really counting. He's like, maybe several moons ago.
Finch, I'm not sure they know anything.
They might not know any. Wait, hold up. I have an idea.
These wild men count by the moon,
How do you count?
not by moons.
Mostly by fingers.
Are they lying to me? Ah, fuck.
You
Well,
have
that's-
no idea.
So you're.
Oh, that's an 11.
What do you mean 11? It adds your number.
That's at
Oh,
8 with
you're
your
right.
bonus.
Yeah, because if you hover, it says the 5 plus the 3.
I had hopes and dreams.
So which part?
Damn it.
Which part do you want to check is a lie?
I mean, do they actually know anything or not? Or
I don't know if
just
the
trying to
part's a
snow
lie or a
us?
lie.
Looking at how puzzled he seemed to look when he was trying to count things out and trying to think of the last time he saw the caravans, it looks like he's just as confused as you are regarding the conversation. So he's likely telling the truth.
Fuck it, these people don't know anything. Never mind, you can pass through.
All right. Aiden's the one with the wall. So what do you want to do about your wall?
I don't know if I can actually remove the wall.
It just lasts for the minute? I mean, it's just an image,
we might have
right?
lost the wall in the middle of the conversation.
Like, it disappears once they realize it's not.
No, you can
So-
dismiss it as an action.
Then I dismiss it as an action.
Okay. And then all of their eyes kind of widen there and kind of like they do the shoulder taps like, did you see that? But they kind of line up in front of you guys, ready to cross. And the leader looks at Fench. He's like, is that all the information? We're good to cross?
I mean, if you think there's anything that might help us knock out whatever is killing the caravans in the woods, if you have anything, if there's any danger we should be aware of going forward, we'd appreciate it.
He kind of looks you up and down and then proceeds to look at the rest of the party to get a, idea of the group. And he's just like, you guys' best bet's probably stay out of the woods. We live there and even we take precaution. You guys don't seem so accustomed to it.
On a side note, you guys don't happen to be like werewolves who transform during the moon and can take out caravans and things and not realize it because you're in a heightened state of wolfness?
You say that out
Oscar,
loud?
Why would the
Yeah.
caravans be traveling by night? That wouldn't make any sense.
Anyway, so you're gonna ask this group of men if they are werewolves.
Just offhandedly.
The leader looks visibly upset and kind of pokes his spear at you. He doesn't jab you, but he points it in your direction. And he kind of goes, I don't have to answer that. Are you sure you want me to answer that?
I mean, most people who aren't werewolves would say they're not. So
I'm
by
gonna start
not
walking
answering
away
it,
and leave Oscar.
Agreed. You can punch that one if you want.
He needs a good slap every now and then.
He does, and I can't slap today.
So you all abandon Oscar on the bridge?
I kind of just like grab Oscar by the arm. I'm like, he didn't mean that. Let's just try to pull him along.
Yeah. So I'd say that the bigger guy had like a foot on the bridge by the time he had asked that, and he kind of just watches you all walk away with his spear still like he keeps it steady, pointed towards Oscar, and then the ones behind him are kind of just watching intently, but they don't make a move as you guys walk past.
I'm gonna say, Oscar, if you're gonna pick a fight with werewolves, you should probably do that when we still have the magic wall up in front of us.
I wasn't gonna pick a fight. I mean, if they're werewolves, that's their prerogative. You know, I'm not anti-werewolf necessarily.
All right.
I can name the number of times fighting werewolves has gone well on my hand.
I've never known a werewolf to be very accommodating to someone asking them point blank. Hey,
You
are
notice I
you
didn't
a
put up
werewolf?"
my hand.
Yeah, like common rules for dealing with criminals, Oscar. Like, don't walk up to the like weird thief and be like, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to be a kidnapper, would you?"
So you're saying a werewolf automatically makes them a thief?
I'm just saying.
that werewolves tend to attack people, and if they're hiding in plain sight like this, and you reveal them openly like that, they might attack you.
Not if we show that we are supportive of their lycanthropy and understand the plight they go through.
What?
Do we understand the plight they go through? I've never.
We can make it
I
at least,
don't.
you know.
I think about it. I'm like, well, I guess I do transform sometimes.
Like you know what it's like to transform into a raging, you know, creature of fury and attacks.
I can attest. It's kind of scary.
Fench has also been scared by this. Keep in mind, Fench.
Yeah, it can be terrifying, but he's still him, though. He's just a scary version of him.
Or am I?
Werewolves might be
Wink
the
at
same
Fench.
way.
All right. So you
Not
guys.
gonna lie, Finch is a little, gives you a second look on that one.
So, all right, you guys arrive.
He's just kind of taking it as benefit of the doubt, but now you're making him second guess him.
Yeah, so you guys arrive here at the crossroads where it makes an X intersection. You see a path going northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. Ahead of you is a wooden signpost that looks like the lower half has been snapped, and it thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign features arms pointing in 4 directions and lies in the weeds nearby.
I read the sign.
All right. So you go look for the other half that's in there to try and connect it back together, or you just look at the part that's broken and still standing?
I look at the part that's still broken and standing.
All right. The bottom half just looks like halves of letters. It's pretty gibberish without the top half.
Well, this is unusable. Jorin, which way do we go? You know these woods.
I don't know these woods.
Jorin, which way do we go? You know woods.
I'd say we keep going west. Which of these paths looks more used?
More used?
The northwest or southwest ones.
The most used one would be this guy.
Why don't we send Oscar back to ask the werewolves which direction we should go?
All right.
I think we should follow the trail that seems to be the most used. That would most likely be the place the caravans would go, and the thieves might be looking for them.
Ah, this man is smart.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I point forward and say, all right, Jorin, go. Lead the way.
I like this plan.
That's fine. I'll lead the way.
All right, yeah. So you lead the way path the more down the path that looks more used, which is this southwest path. It kind of leads down and around, and you find the whole way down you're kind of surrounded by woods. You get to this point that's kind of like a bottom curve that looks like it's finally picking up again. Oscar, roll a d20.
Me. 4.
Okay. Um,
But a strong 4.
let me double check.
Almost a 5.
A bold 4.
I need to just pull something up real quick. All right, so you said Jorin's the one leading the way?
Yes.
All right. So Jorin, coming up, you noticed a weird pile of leaves in the middle of the path that look like they've been placed there by someone. And not just like a natural pile of leaves, almost as if they're covering something.
I would like to investigate them farther.
Okay.
Farther.
Um,
And warn everyone that they look suspicious to me. Hey everyone, these leaves look suspicious.
I guess. Oh, I forget. I was gonna ask what kind of check for you guys to make, but then that would give it away.
You can just also roll a d20 and
Nature.
look at our character sheets.
Yeah, let me look at. Let me look it up real quick. I just need to open up another tab.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It makes me.
Ooh, I'm looking at your sheet, Jorin.
No.
I didn't know I could feel naked while clothed.
Perception check.
I shall perceive.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yep, you can tell it's likely been a laid out hunting trap. And a bunch of leaves are being used to cover it over top of it.
Looks like a standard hunting trap someone would use for trapping deer or something like that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily people walking down a path.
Yeah, not necessarily people, but definitely one that would it has the pressure plate in the center most likely, where if you step on it then it clamps onto your leg.
I don't have a problem with people hunting. I'll tell everyone to walk. Everyone just walk around with this. Some hunter's trap in the path here. Oscar, especially you, be careful.
I take my extra precaution.
Okay, so you guys just walk around it and leave it be. And then you guys find yourself at this intersection of the road where there's a path leading northwest and one leading southwest.
I don't know, it looks more south to me.
Or just straight south. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Using my keen sense of direction, south is not west, so I would continue northwest.
Okay, and continue leading the group up this way.
Yep.
Right. Find yourself up here, except the center of the icon's in the middle of the woods. You guys aren't in the woods, though. And then you find yourselves at this next intersection. Let me double check something.
What's an R?
Yeah, that's what I was double checking. Okay, yeah. So, Fench, roll a d20 for me.
Sure. That suck.
You kind of look around, but you don't notice anything that stands out to you. Everything seems to be a little bit quieter than you expected, but nothing stands out. All right, so then getting here, you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. There are 3 arms of the... Oh, wait. I think it's actually... Oh, this guy. So, The three arms of the sign point along the three branches of the road. The arm pointing north reads Kresk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Valaki, and the road slopes up gradually in that direction, and the arm pointing southwest reads the Wizard of Wines, and the road slopes gently downward in that direction.
Oh, it looks like we're on point.
That was Kresk, you said?
Yeah, I'll put it in the...
Kresk.
Kresk.
Where's close enough. Well, we're heading toward the Wizard of Wine, so
Yep.
I feel like we should just continue that way, unless anybody has a reason to go to Kresk.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
No.
Okay, were you just
Wanna-
taking notes, Maker?
Yes.
We're on a time crunch here.
Okay.
We head out.
I'll start singing traveling music.
All right, sing us a song. What song do you sing?
Yeah, he just says the word traveling music in a hymn.
Traveling music is my favorite kind of music.
Best time to use traveling music is
I play-
all the time.
Play my lute
Oh, you have a lute?
mediocrely.
You have a lute skill? It's not even a performance skill.
I'm proficient in the lute.
As you're singing your traveling music, the lute is just barely off tune, but it's fine. It's not easy to notice.
I'm gonna join in with him and sing as well.
And you outshine him. Yeah, so you guys are singing down along the road. After stealthily just singing on the road, hoping for more not werewolf people to.
No, this is how we lull them into thinking we're just helpless random people.
So you continue down the path down the old Slavic road as the signpost indicated, and you get to about here, and it says that all right, and you notice after a half mile the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist shrouded meadow. So here where it begins to dot off is where it starts to become muddy. And then you guys approach and get to about here. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley, and the other leads south into dark woods. A wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads Vineyard.
I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But before you guys start to head into the vineyard, you start to you
Foam at the mouth.
Oh, not again.
You notice a dark cloaked figure kind of waving at you from this edge of the woods.
Wave back.
I let the adults handle dark cloaked figures.
Yeah, his wave is less of a hello wave and more of like a beckoning wave, like asking you to come hither.
No,
Does
you
he
come over
seem
here.
wizard-like?
He does not seem wizard-like, but he is wearing a dark cloak.
But yeah, I shout out to him. No, you come over here.
He kind of like looks to his left and to the right, and then only takes like one step forward, and he kind of like tries to beckon you forward towards him again. Like,
Does this mist seem similar to the last mist that we saw leaving the windmill?
it is not that heavy.
Okay.
Actually,
I
look,
get-
you want to have a
I
conversation?
put up one finger to him, like 1 second. All right. So what's the odds this is a trap?
Well, I mean, at worst, there's 5 of us and 1 of him.
Yeah, we just want him to come. I look back to him like, look, if you want to talk, come here. I'm going to persuade him to come over.
How
Alright,
do you
use your skills?
how do you plan to persuade him? Just by like, are you saying anything? Or are you just waving to
Yeah,
him?
just like, look, if you want us to talk, like, come this way, man. Talk to us here. We're standing.
Okay.
Make the effort.
I need to pull up another sheet. I thought I had it open, but I don't have it open.
Oh, I was waiting for the words. Okay, everybody roll initiative.
Not
He
everything.
walks forward and falls into a giant pit.
And just screaming, I was trying to warn you.
Oh, was he?
Okay.
Does this figure look to be about the same height as Strahd?
No, he does not.
Okay. Is he hunching? Is Strahd hunching? Shit, he got us. We didn't expect him to be hunching slightly.
Quick, look to see if he was only wearing one white glove.
Check to see if he's wearing the same shoes. They never changed their shoes.
I never changed their shoes. All right. So he kind of like looks left and right to see if there's any other like traffic on the road, to see if there's anything else going on suspicious, and then he walks over to you, and in kind of a hushed tone, he's like, wait. I was gonna warn you guys about what's going on up ahead, but are you guys adventurers?
Before
most
this, I
likely.
have a question. Is Billie Jean your love?
He just looks at you confused.
Billie Jean is not my lover.
She's just a girl.
Tonight's just karaoke night, I see.
So, well, some of us are adventurers. Some of us just sing.
Oh, I assumed that Oscar was done singing since he was going into persuasive mode. Unless he was persuasively singing, come over here.
No, I just assumed that the shadowy figure saw us singing, walking down the path.
Kind of like the Seven Dwarves.
I will also add that we are not werewolves, but we don't necessarily mind werewolves.
I like how
We're
everyone
werewolf allies.
was warning you about like speaking ill of werewolves. Now you're like, we are not opposed, but we are not one of you.
Oh, one of you, so he is a werewolf.
All right.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so he looks confused again. He's like, did you guys run into werewolves on the way here?
Possibly.
And he seems confused again. He's like, anyway, but so wait. I mean, so you were singing before, but you're definitely adventurers then? I mean, I see your gear.
I mean, why not both?
Okay. He kind of like, it looks like he's weighing his options. He's like, all right, I'll be honest with you guys. So the winery has been overrun, and our family, the Mardikovs, we've been living out here, camping in the woods. It's gotten so bad. We would highly appreciate if you guys could go in, clear it out. There's been a lot of stuff going on in there that we can't even live in our own home next to the winery that we run.
Can we see his face at this point? Since
Yeah.
He's right up next to us?
Yeah.
Is he just like a normal guy?
Let me find his icon. Do we?
I mean,
or there might not be
he's
an
probably
icon.
gonna look Barovian.
Well,
Whatever
yeah,
the hell
so,
they are.
you know, he'll look like he belongs, he's like the bad guys in the Proud family, but...
Can I not spell their last names?
Something like that. Mardikov.
It is how I spelled it, but when I typed it in to search for it, it wasn't giving me the images for the family. I know there is definitely an image for one family member. I don't know if they give me icons for all of them.
It's a vampire name if I ever heard one.
It's the same last name as the barkeeps at Blue Water Inn.
Shit, they're vampires too. Clearly.
Clearly.
Huh?
I
Does he
mean, the
not
vampires
get?
and werewolves have always hated each other.
If I've learned anything from reading novels.
Wait, big important question. Werewolves versus vampires, which ones are the Bloods and which ones are the Crips?
Ugh.
The audible sigh.
See, I have so many problems with that. First of all, it's good. And that was a good one. Like, good job, Mike. Good job. Made me say it. Good job. God damn. I don't even know what to do with my life anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I have an image for him, but I think I have a description for him.
I mean, I guess the vampires would have to be Crips because they both deal in blood, but only vampires really deal in Crips.
Because you could do bloodlines for werewolves.
All right,
What's going on?
I don't know.
I
It's
think the real question is which one is MS-13?
but yeah, looking at him, he looks pretty similar to Erwin. They definitely look related, but he's just a bit older. If you remember what Erwin looks like back at the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah, big guy, beard.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like the guy from Sliders.
Am not familiar.
Kind of looks like Tevye from Fiddler on the Roof.
Anyway, so
All right, I want to get some references.
yeah. So he explains a story about his family living out in the woods, and there's some dangerous things happening at his at the winery itself. Do you ask any other questions, or
What's in there?
Yeah, what's in there?
he's like, they're kind of living spirits from the woods. Splites,
Well,
I'd say.
So what you're saying is, if we rid your winery of ghosts, and we say we'll protect you, we can call this our dominion?
He looks shocked at the idea of that. He's like, I don't know that I can promise that to you. My father would definitely not be pleased.
I mean, the easiest way to get rid of ghosts.
Because clearly they're not doing a very good job.
I was going to introduce you to him, but I don't know if that's best now. He's kind of a tough man to talk to.
I mean, the easiest way to get rid of ghosts is just burn the whole place down.
I wouldn't call it ghosts. It's, I guess, blights might be a closer way to put it.
All I'm saying is, you clearly
talking
don't have
like
any
little-
protection. So what's so wrong with saying that if we protect you, we're in charge?
I mean, that's, as I said, I don't own this land. That's not for me to say. I'm just, trying my best to keep our vineyards and the land that we
All right,
do
take us
have.
to your leader.
He seems confused. He's like, I was trying to earlier, but you guys didn't seem comfortable coming to the woods.
Well, you don't just greet up people in cloaks. Friendly face always helps.
It's usually pretty unsettling. So, yeah, I agree.
All right. He turns around and he kind of like motions you towards the woods that kind of leads you into a encampment that they have in there.
I guess we'll follow.
So they just have an encampment?
Yeah, in the woods. There you see a group of people.
Well, before we got there, I'm gonna just lean in and whisper to Romero. So, are we gonna try to be mafia members now?
No, not mafia members. We're trying to lord over them. We live in a feudal society, Oscar.
Yeah, like mafia, like give us protection money, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff.
No, I'm saying that if we protect them, then we're lords. So then they have to pay us taxes.
Seems about to be the same thing.
We're not criminals. They're not paying for protection from us. They're paying us to protect them from other things.
All right. But I think we're splitting hairs, but I'm for this plan.
All right. So then, walking in, they show you the encampment. And the guy turns around. He's like, "Oh, I apologize. I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Adrian Martikov. Sorry." And then he goes around the encampment. There's a much older gentleman. He's like, "This is my father, the owner of the land, Davian. This is my younger brother, Elver. My daughter, Stefania, and then her husband, Dag."
Damn it.
Dumb and good.
Was that in character? Please tell
under
me
my
that was out
breath.
loud.
Your breath. I do have a portrait for Davian if you guys want a picture of him.
Sure. Won't ever say no to visual aids.
He doesn't take up a whole square, but that's him.
He's large.
I gotta zoom in.
Is he the wizard?
I'm pretty sure he's the one who tests you to drink the Holy Grail. He chose poorly.
All right. But yes. Davian especially looks suspicious of you, and he doesn't really greet you at all. He kind of is like scowling at the whole way and has his arms crossed and is just kind of assessing you. Clearly suspicious of the group.
I mean, I think it's justified, especially with the plan we have.
It's a fair assessment of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with the plan.
Yeah. Everyone
Just throw
else.
that out there.
Everyone else, they don't look nearly as suspicious as you, but they're not completely open and excited to see the adventurers in. But then Adrian kind of like looks to all of them and is kind of like, I think this is adventurers, and they seem able to help us with reclaiming our winery. And Davian kind of gives a look up and down, and he kind of like says under his breath something. I think
So I would I'll say to them that I can't remember his name from the inn.
Erwin.
Erwin. I'll tell them that Danica and Erwin have asked us to come find what's happened to their wine shipments.
Adrian kind of perks up at this, but Davian kind of looks even more upset and kind of like spits at the ground over the mention of their names.
You guys having a bit of a family feud?
Davian's kind of like, you're just a bunch of strangers out here, and part of this is probably it's probably Erwin's fault anyway. And then he kind of like huffs, and Adrian.
How so could it be his fault?
Davian's like, you gotta prove to me that it's like that you can handle the winery, and then I'll open up to you.
Do you want to fight us?
No, I want my land back, but I can't trust everyone walking through the woods.
I mean, that is a good policy.
I mean, you don't necessarily need to trust us to go in there to get these spooks out.
Davian's he's like, I'll trust you more if you handle it.
Well, I think you're misunderstanding at the moment. We could just walk away and nobody helps you at all.
So
I mean, we are the help that was sent. I don't think any more help is coming.
so you
And
you
it's pretty much up to, you have to negotiate with us and what's going to happen here. You could just do nothing at all and, keep doing what you've been doing, and that seems to have worked out really great. Or you could, talk with us and see what we can do for you.
I mean, if you give us the keys, we can go in there, kick out these ghosts, and report back.
he laughs and he's like, "You think you need keys to run into everything overrunning the winery? If they were localized, we'd take care of it ourselves." And then Adrian's kind of like, shush now, like he's trying to calm his dad down. He's like, you can talk to me. Like he kind of says it over his shoulder. He's like, "You can talk to me about what I can like reward you with if you guys can handle it. He'll be easier to talk to if you can at least help him out."
I'm not saying I want to own the winery.
I just mean we needed keys to literally get in the door to fight whatever's in there.
Adrian's like, you don't need keys to get to what's overrun the winery. It's kind of rampant.
So what happened to your guards? Who is the lord that runs this area that's supposed to be protecting your land?
It was us, and we were just overrun.
Exactly. That's my point, is that you don't have anyone protecting you.
Adrian,
So if we help you, why wouldn't you want us to protect you from then on?
we can talk about it, I guess. I'm more open to the idea now that you explain it like that. I thought you were asking for the deed to our land.
No, we already have a greatly powerful windmill that supplies us great bounties.
With its exploded kitchen on the bottom.
Shh, they don't need to know this.
It's partially.
It's all about real estate.
We're renovating.
Roll realty. All right. Yeah, Adrian's like, "I apologize for my father. Like, he's suspicious. He's gone through a lot." Yeah. So, do you guys continue to try talking to Davian, or do you head to the winery?
Both.
Does this guy look like the statue from town?
He does not.
Okay.
The statues of the burgomaster.
Well, no, it was like
The
maybe a
burgomaster's
relative.
father or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
but he was facing this direction. So
I mean, he was facing west. Just because the vineyard's to the west doesn't mean it was necessarily facing here. Could be
Sure.
facing
I
Crest or
figured I'd
whatever
ask.
down the
Like,
lake.
if he were facing east, then he's facing towards Strahd. But he's facing away from.
Because he's a coward.
Regardless, we need to solve this problem. So how do we get into the vineyard?
Like he's saying, there's
We walk. It's clearly the outside that's overrun.
It's the place in the mists over that way.
Okay.
okay.
Why is the vineyard under attack? Did I miss that part?
They did not open up to you.
We don't know yet.
You
Can
could
we-
ask before we leave.
And I also maybe want to have them like tell us the layout of the vineyard, so we kind of have like an idea of what the, layout is.
Yeah. So, which one do you want to ask first?
I'll go with layout.
Layout. Okay. Let me pull up the. There's a map for it. Is it not? Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, so you just Adrian, he lets you know that the area outside of the winery is just really large open fields for, the to grow the crops required for their different types of drinks. And then inside there's there it is. It's an old 2-story building that has the actual winery and their home in it. The ground floor is where a lot of the winemaking process happens. Then there's a cellar where they tend to store stuff. And then up on the upper floor, there's a couple of things for the vats and things, but it's mainly their living quarters.
Okay.
And then how do you guys want to phrase the asking about what's attacking?
Have these blights attacked before?
Adrian mentions, he's like, we've actually had a long history of attacks on the winery. Right now, we believe it's a bunch of forest folk that are targeting us. The reasons right now aren't that important, but
Yes, they are actually. That's entirely the point.
Mainly when you say it like that.
well, we've technically have had, attacks like, with Strahd being in power. We've had people that want to take the winery from us for a long time. We've been able to hold our own for the past month or so, but they've just kept doubling their forces. Up to a week ago is when, us as a family could no longer defend the winery.
So
What
it's
suddenly
just
changed?
It's just the sheer number. I mean, we're surrounded by woods, and they just keep funneling in. We believe that they're after something in the home. We believe they might have obtained it, and they just haven't decided to leave yet. We have
So, if we go in and even if we, remove everyone that's there, if they're still there with whatever they're looking for, what's to stop them from coming back again?
that we can't guarantee, but if you can at least clear them out, we'd be able to go in and check to see if anything truly is missing. To see if they've gotten what they might want or not.
Yeah, that makes some sense at least.
And then we can put banners out that say, this place is protected by us. People will know not to fuck with this area, or we'll come running.
Do you guys have a name for your quote-unquote squad yet?
Squad?
Well, like,
I'm not talking about a squad. I'm founding a nation over here.
Sorry, Oscar. You got beat.
No, we work together.
Yeah, we work together.
Okay.
yeah, I didn't know if you wanted a name for your future banners.
The banner tanners.
Well, isn't that what we were talking about the whole way here?
Oh,
Yeah, it was just gonna be Finch with a sword covered in
Adventure.
cartoon meat.
Oh, yeah.
Adventure kebabs.
Adventure Kebabs. We swear it's not adventurers.
It's A-FENCH-ure.
A-FENCH-ure? All right.
Man.
I
Any...
hate myself now.
Are you a bard now? Any other questions for
Could
them?
we change the stream title to Adventure Kebabs?
Adventure Kebabs.
Oh, that's retarded.
Going on a fun adventure.
I did this.
Updated.
I think you should try to use Finch in like every kind of way.
Yes.
A Fincher kebab.
Yep.
A Fincher time. Come on, grab your friends.
So, on the map, there's like this line here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that indicating the farm is above us or below us?
Below us. It's sloping downwards.
Below. I
It
think
was
the
described
arrows are
as in
pointing-
a valley.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I think the arrows are pointing downward.
for
Obvious
elevation.
spots. Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I don't think we're getting any more useful information here.
Let's just hop
So
in.
we pull out our weapons and approach the vineyard.
I'd ask if we have like a secret way into the vineyard, because
Well, that could be useful.
attacking the open area would be a
Yeah.
bit dangerous.
Yeah.
I'll ask the wife if we have access to her back door.
Jesus.
What?
I again abandoned.
That's Adrian's daughter, who is married to another man that's also there.
What? I'm not trying to come on to her. I'm just asking if we can parlay into
Stop.
her egress.
I just like it. Fench, stop. Like, no. Like, not
Romero,
even.
please handle your brother.
Not even the whole, you can
If I
try.
could handle him, he would have been handled long ago.
Alright.
I mean, just one night, we could go beyond. I'm just saying, it's an option.
No, you guys kind of like ask Adrian if there's any other ways in, and he said that all the roads lead into the same open area around the winery. We don't really have like a hidden path in.
Well, let's go. What are we waiting for?
Okay.
I
Looks like
think
it's gonna
God's
be
judgment.
a bloodbath.
All right, so you guys head down into the winery. You see, situated in the midst of the vineyard, the winery is an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances, thick ivy covering every wall with iron fencing along its roof line. The trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. There's a wooden stable of more recent construction that is attached to the east side of the winery and next to the loading dock. West of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse.
Do we see any of the lights outside?
Not at the moment, but as you guys continue heading towards the winery, you're kind of like right outside of it. You hear the rustle of dead vines all around you. Inhuman shapes emerge from the vineyard, their limbs cracking as they trudge forth through the mist and rain.
Gross.
I use divine sense to see if these people are dead or not.
Let me open up the sheet. That's a bad link. Hold on.
I'm gonna use jump to conclusions to say they are.
I thought I had these open.
I'm going to use jump to conclusions to roll initiative.
There we go. They are... So, what's your divine sense tell you?
I linked it in chat.
Oh. You do smell a pretty noxious odor coming from them. But you don't... Yeah, so like if they're evil, you still smell it, right? Even if they don't fit the category of type? Or...
I think it just works on those types.
Oh, it just works on those types. Then you don't smell anything. But let me set up this combat. Is there space here?
I think it still works on evil and good.
That's what I was reading it as.
I just wouldn't know the I wouldn't know the locations of it.
I think... Okay, no, I think...
Hey, Romero, do these guys smell evil to you?
Oh, they smell so evil.
That smelly smell. The smelly smell that smells smelly.
No, this isn't the one that I want. Sorry.
Are you? Would you
What
be
was the
able to
one that
track
you
these through a
need?
wood? Are they your favorite enemy?
They are. I am pretty good in the woods, and they are my favorite. I don't know if they're undead, they are my favorite. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You just love them undead, don't you?
He loves shooting them in the head.
Love stabbing undead.
Sorry, I'm
Stabbing,
just
stabbing,
double
stabbing.
checking the way the map's set up to see if which battle map I use. I think I use this one, this guy, because you're not quite at the winery yet. There's no kids here though. And then Jorin, and then fix
Use
your.
them to make the wine.
Then you guys, on this sheet, your health isn't full, so go ahead and fix that for yourselves. I'd say you probably were approaching, like, probably up here. I'll put a shape to say that. We'll say the winery is, like, over here in the bottom left. And then... oh. And then I need to set up their encounter right for distance.
We're fighting in group.
You guys still are too close. This corner. Don't mind me, just dropping tokens everywhere.
Scary.
Oh, the winery's
Oh
gonna
no, there's a spawn of Cuse. They're gonna get worms all over us.
win.
Ew.
Also, that's a lot of bad guys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Gotta get our area of effect spells, guys.
Yeah,
Yep, all 0 of mine.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'll use that wave of devastation I don't get for 7 more levels.
Pray their minions. Pray.
Don't worry, they're dividing themselves up into even groups. They'll be fine. They attack very mathematically.
Mathematics.
We literally have to divide and conquer.
Oh, you had to say something.
There's a group per each of us.
Alright. So yes.
I'll take a group
So
of 4.
so this is so you hear the rustling of the dead vines all around you. And roughly 30 of these blights emerge from the surrounding vineyard and make their way towards you and the winery. So they're also far away from the winery. Well, hold on.
Everybody's far away from the winery.
Yeah, so I'll just delete the winery for now. And then I think, I'll change which corners they come from then. So you guys are in the bottom left corner so that you're closer to the winery, and then these guys are in the top right.
I've come to a realization that my only spell that does damage is my cantrip.
No.
Really? Almost like that's why you've been constantly viciously mocking things.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's alright, you just have to get 3rd level spells and fireball and you'll
120
be
feet
set.
from you guys?
Oh, wait.
Yep.
Do we get any like
Almost.
terrain?
No, because you're in that open valley.
Not even like the vineyard itself must have vines.
As far as I read it,
Terrace
it's a
or two?
pretty open area. Like, yeah, there's the vines and stuff, but it's not necessarily enough for full cover.
Mm-hmm.
And cover has not been a part of this campaign because it would make my life infinitely more difficult.
Yep. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, you guys can go ahead and...
Well, do you want to bring your little window up before we do the rolling of the things?
Yes, that would make sense. And I think I'll do them as groups for now instead of individual turn things. Let me clear that. And yeah, go ahead and roll initiatives. Nice. They still didn't work. Aiden's worked.
Says you keep copy pasting the models that don't have
Oh,
links.
that would make sense. Jorin. Maker's on there. Fench is on there.
Sad Finch is on there.
And then Oscar needs to get added. He has an 8.
Yep.
And then I'll just do one of these.
These guys are 100 feet away.
It's supposed to be 120, but this battle map's not big enough.
Well, then Divine Sense didn't work on them at all, because that only has a 60-foot range.
Oh, is it only 60? Oh, bad. Oh, no, why do I still have one? Okay, that's fine. So
For
that's
some reason,
one.
I'm going over my character sheet. For some reason, it's registering my 18 as only a +3 instead of a +4 for my charisma, which means most of my stuff's off by 1.
I mean, for your charisma, it says 3 + 1.
No, but that's why I did Dex. Dex says 3 + 1 too. I'm not sure
Yeah,
where
but
the plus
It's
one
adding
is,
it.
but
You have
no, but I have.
default grades. Any ability check that you do not roll your proficiency on gets a half bonus.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is my Dex is a 16, so I get a +3. My charisma is an 18. I should get a +4, but for some reason it only has it down as a +3.
Oh, that I don't know.
That I'm not sure either.
And I'm trying to see where I would go in to fix that.
It can be just something we know. Anyway, okay. So yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are closer to the winery than the blights are, and the blights are kind of around you in the valley, heading towards both you and the winery.
Where's the winery?
Like, well,
Behind us.
yeah, like you guys are closest to it compared to the blights.
So it's like behind us.
Oh, behind us.
Like, if I could click, like, over here in this direction. So, like, if I really quickly bring you back to...
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So, yeah, so Jorin, you're first.
Okay. And man, they all look so scary. Wait, which way is the winery again?
Like,
Behind us. in the
Behind us,
corner.
off that way.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Since I see all these things emerging, I quickly ask the group, is our plan to fight them or try and move back to the winery for cover?
I
Great question.
feel like we'll get overwhelmed by these many if we don't find some sort of choke point.
How big is the wall you can put up?
It's an illusion.
I can make a 20-foot wall. That's it.
I mean, maybe we can. I know it's illusion, but maybe we can use it to still separate them.
Maybe.
But they can still walk through it, though, right, Maker? Like, it's...
I I have a web spell,
Okay.
and it's a 20-foot cube.
Well, we could just take up defensive positions and make,
Oh, fixed it.
defensive stuff while they approach.
And prepare for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you have a bow, so you can probably shoot them from here and try to thin their numbers.
That was why I was asking whether or not we wanted to, start pushing some sort of damage on them or just run away valiantly.
The only problem I see with running to the winery is we don't know if it's infested as well, and then we run into a nest full of these with more coming in behind us.
But we were
That's
told that
quite fair.
there were people from the woods that were attacking the winery. So it probably has something.
All right. Well.
Okay.
Going to make my move.
Mhm.
25 feet. And do my best to shoot the crap out of one of these guys. Yes. You.
Yeah, what are the ranges on your bow?
Short bow is 80 feet for it to be a normal shot. Or 320 on the extended range, I guess, is with just disadvantage.
Yeah.
So I have.
So they're actually at an extra 20 because they were at 120 away from you initially. So they should be about 100 away.
Yeah, so for the first turn we can just set up
Yeah.
something on the ground.
So, well. Anyway, I'll still just take a shot at. Let me just go for the middle one. This guy.
Okay. So that would be with disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You're still fine. Yes.
Oh no, I don't crit. Was that a crit? Yeah.
The first one was, but you don't get the crit.
Yeah.
But yes. So since you're able to kind of
No, first one was 18 plus bonuses. Sorry.
Oh, was it only an 18? Oh, because you have the +8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're able to stand your ground and focus in, and you aim directly at one of the center creatures coming at you, and you're able to hit it without any issues. And let me just double check things. Yep. So you are able to hurt this guy. You see the arrow land in the distance. It arches nicely and hits him and sticks. And you see him kind of falter back a little bit.
And I get. No, that's right. I can use that guy. So take the
Yes.
extra attack.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And since you're able to aim so easily at him the first time, you're able to land the second shot on him without much issue. And you see him fall. That's
But I get an extra D8. I do lots of damage.
he's super dead. You critically hit him for what he has left, and you see one of the creatures fall off.
After seeing the pitifulness of the creature, I yell back to my friends, these guys might as well be paper. I think we can handle this.
Sounds good to me.
I could sleep a bunch of them.
You could?
Yes.
When has that ever gone well for you?
Well, we're not in an enclosed space. I got 90 feet. I can launch this at them.
Today might be your day.
Okay.
Do plants sleep though? Good question.
All right. So Romero, your turn.
Why is she atting me? I'm just gonna take a defensive position, like here.
She just wants Bungie.
Oh, Bungie got spooked and hides behind Romero.
I don't have any shovel or anything to use to. Is it dark out?
It is not. It's a little rainy, but it's not terribly dark.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll just take up like a defensive spot right here.
Okay. So then Aiden.
Let's see. Up to here. And then I'll cast magic missiles at 3 separate ones to test the same.
Okay. Which ones do you target?
So, just, I guess these 3.
Okay, so how much damage does each one take? Is it that much? Or no, it's each.
4, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
So then this one. I'll do this one. And then. So yes, so your missiles easily find their mark and hit these 3 blights here in the top left. They flinch back a little bit, clearly hurt by them, but they don't fall down. And then it is this group's turn.
Made of paper, you said.
And then this group moves up. Well, let's see, how far are they from you now? They'll just move up like this much, since there was like 20 feet between you guys originally. Or 20 feet missing from this battle map.
Are they gonna dash?
No. Nope. Well, wait, it says that's their walking speed. I guess, yeah, it would actually make sense for them to... Yes. They all move up to about this distance, since... he'll sit back there. They'll kind of move more diagonally to move towards you guys. And then this group would be like here. That's... Oh, one extra group moved, but Oscar's turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna move up here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Sleep at these guys over here.
Okay.
So let's throw that up.
Yeah, and their range should be the true range of them now.
What's that?
The range, if you like take the ruler to them, that should be the
Oh yeah, well it's,
accurate.
I counted out. It's 90 feet.
Okay.
Oh, it's within 90 feet. So that's 22 points divvied out to, you know.
Okay. So then... Oh, wait, that's not the saddest one. So then this guy would be... Where's the sleeping icon? Which one of these would you guys consider sleeping? I don't see any, like...
This one here, the little, like, face with eyes closed, maybe?
Like this one? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's sleeping.
Like I was looking for Z's.
It would make more sense because these are very visible, but
Let's see. So this is okay. It's just those 3 that Maker had shot previously that are asleep. Okay. And then that group already moved, so I'll play that accurately as they get closer. And then it is Finch's turn.
With that, I am going to. Ugh. Turn order on my character. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a forward defense right here and take a dodge action just in case.
Okay.
I don't have ranged, so
Yeah. Oh, and for sleep, is that until they're hit or 1 hour?
do this spell sends a creature into magical slumber. Stay unconscious till the spell ends. Let's see. The spell ends if the sleeper takes damage or if someone shakes them up.
Okay. All right, and then it is Jorin's turn.
Well, since these guys seem to go down fairly easily, I'll use my hunter's mark. No, not damage for it. You're a jerk of a thing. On the group that I had first shot.
Okay, that very middle group.
Yeah. Shoot the one that I put the mark on.
Okay. And yep, so you steady your bow and your aim, and you're able to hit it.
And I'll just keep that same hunter's mark
All right.
damage number.
Yep. So that one then falls as well as the arrow finds a critical spot and it falls over. Then it is Romero.
I guess I'll pull out my heavy crossbow and take a couple shots since they're forever away.
Okay.
Shoot this guy.
Okay. And that does hit. Okay. So, for the heavy crossbow, is it one of the ones they have to dig into the ground?
No.
Okay. I always forget which crossbows are the ones that are like...
Although it didn't add my...
that's
I don't
siege
have a
crossbow.
bonus.
Oh, siege
That's
crossbow.
a siege crossbow.
Okay. Yeah. So, Romero, you take out this large crossbow that was hanging in your back, and you aim it carefully, seeing that Jorin's been able to pick them off. And you are able to hit this one. He looks pretty hurt, but he hasn't fallen over yet. Then it is Aiden's turn.
I'm just gonna hold Toll Dead.
You're going to hold it? Okay. So then the group start moving. Since those 3 are asleep, these kind of walk around them. Let me just do a measurement of... So yeah, they get to here. Then he'd be like behind a bit since they'd have to walk around their sleeping friends. And this is this group. They probably end up about here. And this group. And this group. With all the diagonals walking towards you. Then it is Oscar.
I'm gonna to this guy right here. I'm gonna vicious mockery him
Okay.
and just be like, "Hey, make like a tree and leave."
So he has to
Yep,
make a wisdom
that's-
save.
Yep.
He does not save at all.
Take that 1 point of damage.
He clearly has heard what you said, and he kind of like makes a frowning face. Now that he's approaching, you kind of see that although they're humanoid, they're clearly like hunched over horde plant creatures made out of needles that grow across their bodies in these huge clumps.
So they're giant pricks.
That's another good vicious mockery. But
I'll
yes.
save it for next time.
But yeah, this one clearly understood you and frowned after hearing the mockery you had sent towards him. And then that group's here. Then Finch.
I'm gonna do a perception actually.
Okay.
But don't
What
forget,
are you gonna
this guy
look for?
has a disadvantage.
On his
Attacks.
attacks? Okay. What are you trying to perceive? Words at me.
Did I happen to notice that frown or something along those lines? Or what are these things? I'm trying to figure out what exactly these things are.
Okay.
And can they be reasoned with?
Looking at it, you can see that it reacted to Oscar's mocking statement. As you're the closest, looking at it, you can see, although humanoid, it doesn't look like it has a clear way to express itself other than facial expressions.
Oops.
And
Yeah, I was just trying to read it.
On a side note, it also doesn't. They don't necessarily need to understand me. They just kind of get like the sense from the tones and things from the spell.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And this isn't something that like I would have encountered or something I'd be familiar with.
it does not list it as a Fey creature because that's your background, right? In Fey.
Correct. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool.
But it's-
I am going.
It's clearly plant-like, but not familiar to
Alright.
you.
I'm going to use a prepared action then.
Okay.
Whenever one of these things gets in front of me, I'm going to hit it with an attack.
Okay.
It's a regular attack.
Okay. And okay. So an action prepare that, then it's Jorin.
Well, since this is working so well, I'll move my hunter's mark onto next one in line and keep going.
Okay, you hit. And yep, that's another one that you're able to take out. Your arrows are clearly making their marks, and you're thinning the wave of these creatures. Then it is Romero.
Move out in front of these guys, I guess, so that they can't get to them.
Okay.
And swap to my flail.
Okay. Are you also gonna basically like take the defensive position?
Well, I had a two-handed crossbow.
Oh, so that's an action to switch between the two.
Yeah.
Okay.
I yell at Romero as he goes past. It's about time you try and get into this. I've taken 3 down already.
I've also taken 3 down.
In different
I
way.
just
You
say,
made
yeah,
them
but you didn't
chicken
do
now.
shit in the other fights.
Then it's Aiden's turn.
Just told the closest one.
So, this one?
Yep.
Okay. So,
He does less damage.
he seemed, is it disadvantage on saves, Oscar, or is it just when he makes an attack for Vicious Mockery?
I think it has disadvantage on the next attack roll. Yep, just attacks.
Okay. So yeah, this particular creature seemed to be prepared and with his mental fortitude after being told to leave by Oscar and was unaffected by your tolling. Then the groups move up again. So this one moves up towards Finch. This one shambles up 20, ends up here, then comes for Romero, and then this one's kind of behind.
Doesn't Fench get his
Yeah.
prepared attack on the one that moved up?
Yep. So I do that now?
Yeah, you can do that while I move up these.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. So you hit him. You definitely hit. Okay. So you swing your longsword at him, and you definitely connect against him, slashing across his arm, doing a significant amount of damage. It looks like the arm is barely holding on, but the creature itself is still standing.
Cool.
And then it is Oscar's turn.
Things are getting dicey.
Yeah, none of them
I'm
attacked
gonna-
though, because they all had to dash towards you guys to make it to
Yeah.
you.
I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna attack this one with my rapier.
Okay.
So yeah.
You
Does an 11 hit?
you go to swing your rapier at it confidently, but unfortunately you end up aiming at the part of the arm that Fench had broken off, and you stab into the air and miss. Then it is this group. Oh, I already moved that group. So then Fench.
Cool. I'm going to hit the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
So that you're able to swing your sword and you connect with it. And this one is dead and kind of falls down on the ground, kind of cut in two in front of you.
Gotcha.
Then
Right, then I'm going to. Wait, nope.
okay, kind of like in between the two groups.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's Jorin's turn.
I'll swap my hunter's mark over to this guy here. And switch to the old short swords. Slide up and start swinging.
Okay, that's your two swords.
Yeah.
So does that cost an action for him to switch if he wants to use both? Or
I don't think he can technically pull both out at once because it's the free interaction to put the bow away. And then an action to draw one sword.
I thought it was not an action to draw weapons anymore.
You get one free object interaction, and it's a free thing to just drop your weapon.
so if you
throw
dropped
your
your
bone
bow,
on the ground.
Then you can
Ah.
draw both your weapons, but you won't have an attack.
No.
Well, he'll still have the attack with one short sword.
Yeah, so I'll
In fact,
just
drops it instead of putting it away.
Well, but he also has to move. You get the movement as well?
Yeah, you get the movement as well.
Okay.
It's a free action to drop it, then a item interaction to pull it out, and then he can just move up.
Sounds terrible. I don't want to drop my bow.
I mean, you can always pick it up after the combat. It's up to you how you want to handle it.
I could also give it to you.
You can also just shoot.
Just can shoot dudes in the face.
Okay. Do you want to put the hunter mark on the same one or a different one?
Yeah, same one.
Okay. But you do hit. Yep. And then that's another one. Falls to the ground with an arrow in the head. And then it is Romero's turn.
Just gonna swing my flail.
Sounds.
And I missed.
Oh yeah. So with this horde approaching you, you kind of lose focus with the flail and try hitting the one in front of you, but get distracted, and it kind of barely misses it. And then it is Aiden's turn.
Okay. I want to grease. And I grease this.
Okay. Must make a dexterity saving or fall prone. Must make the save. Okay.
Can you not grease the square that they're occupying?
I could, I suppose.
Yeah, it doesn't specify.
Because then they're automatically in it, right? Opposed to hoping they walk in it.
That's if they end their turn in there. So it's enter or end turn.
No, when the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must pass a
Oh,
dex
it does.
save.
Yeah.
He could drop it on them. I think he was trying to protect if they walked around me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you want to do that one, and then I make dex saves for that group.
Yes.
Okay. And what do they need to pass? Is it the 14?
It's a 13.
13. So this is... I'll go around this way. So this one has fallen. I think prone is... Let's do the silly foot. Where it looks like he slipped. That one is also fallen. Did I put the foot on that one? There we go. Then we'll go to this guy. This is also fallen. These guys don't have great balance. And then, yep, that's another one. I like how I can pass almost on the second roll, but now on the first one.
See, this session is easy. Jorin stole Hop's dice.
You guys traded
I-
virtual dice.
I
Did roll
didn't
like
want to
220.
didn't want to say anything.
Disadvantage.
And then you've rolled max damage each time. 8s every time. Alright, then that group's sleeping, this guy's awake. So, Fench, he goes to attack you. He attacks you with claws. Does a 4 hit. Nope, that's a critical fail.
I like how I got both a fail and a success.
Yeah, you got a crit fail and a crit success. Anyway, so he reaches out to claw at you, Finch, but instead of actually clawing you, he somehow manages to catch his own hand on your sword. And, yeah, roll a
Nice.
damage against him, since he's hurt himself, Finch.
I can do this. This is within my skill set.
I'll give you the satisfaction of doing the damage to him. Yep, so he's cut his hand open on your sword.
I'm glad that we had good teamwork.
So that's that whole group. This whole group is prone. So when they're prone, do they use an action to stand up?
They
Half
spend half their movement.
Half their movement. So yeah, so they all stand up. Cancel. So then they don't have the stat anymore, right? If they leave the area. Right, it's only when entering or ending its turn there.
Yeah.
Okay. So then this one kind of walks out of the grease, comes out, and then makes an attack on Finch.
Yeah, fight me, bro.
17 hit.
I forget what my AC is. No.
Okay. So he reaches out to claw at you, but instead connects with your armor, doing no damage. This one also spends his movement, but only makes it about, let's see. So I've been 5, 10. And then he would get to here and then try to claw at Romero. Guessing a 5 does not hit.
No.
And he also connects with your armor, having no luck breaking through. This blight just crawls out of the grease, but doesn't...
Attack opportunity.
Go ahead.
Oh, well. Apparently I'm rolling poorly tonight.
Alright, yeah, you swing your flail down and you try to connect with him, but instead your flail kind of slips in the grease and gets kind of just slides away from the creature instead of hitting him. And it kind of jerks your hand away, so you take... I'll just do
Have you hit us with crit fail damage before?
I don't know that you guys have crit failed before.
I think you have.
I can't imagine it's not crit failing.
I think it was I hate to. I think it was Oscar that did it.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah, you
That sounds in character.
you take 2 damage. And then this guy, he'll also get up and kind of like try to walk out the grease, so you get an attack of opportunity on him.
Don't have to spend my reaction for.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right, you did. Okay, yeah. So that's him. He just wants to crawl out of the grease. And then it's the next group. Let's see. They'd end about here. And then Oscar.
I'm gonna come up to this guy, and I'm gonna stab him dead.
It's
The 12
like
hit.
stabby.
You are able to stab him.
Ah, I was 1 off last time. Take this damage. 5 piercing.
Okay. So yeah, this is the one. He's still preoccupied with the fact that he cut his own hand open on A-FENCH-ure's sword, and you're able to sneak in from the side and stab him, and he falls over dead.
Sweet. I'm then gonna take a few steps backwards.
Okay. And then this group moves up as well. It'd be about here. And then A-FENCH.
Fence it up. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna attack the one in front of me.
Okay. That definitely hits.
9 damage.
All right. So you swing at this one, and similarly to how that one cut his hand open on your sword, this time you purposely cut, and you're able to kind of like put a gash through from his shoulder towards the center of his chest. So it looks like his whole like half his shoulder and arm are dangling, but he's still standing. And then it's Jorin's turn.
I don't know why I would change success. Since these group over here are coming around, target, move my hunter's mark over this guy here, and do the shooty with the arrows.
Okay, that hits. Okay, and which one was it? It was this bottom one?
Yeah, the bottom.
Okay, so he falls.
Closest one of that group.
He falls over dead. And then it is Romero's turn.
Guess I'll just swing again.
You swing, but with the grease kind of still on the flail again, it makes it kind of hard to direct it, and it hits the ground next to the creature and doesn't hit it directly. Then it is Aiden's turn.
I think. Alright. Shatter here.
Where was that again? Sorry. Okay. So then that covers. How do I draw a circle? I'll undo. So for the 10 feet radius, it would be these guys? Or would it be...
If he hits here, gonna hit. Like what?
Everything.
Just
Yeah, everything was
Yeah, basically that box.
this box. All right. So Constitution saving throw.
It should hit the one next to the
This one as well.
yeah.
I'm still in the drawing tool.
'Cause he snapped a corner. Yeah, see? So like 10 feet, I think
Okay. So then I'll start at this one. Constitution.
I don't think it's gonna hit these 3 in the back,
Okay. That's 15.
but it'll hit like the 5.
All right. The first one got a 16.
No, the goal is to hit in the center of them.
Oh, from here?
Yeah, you can snap the corner.
That's what I'm doing. So yeah, see, so it'll hit what, the 5 here and then the 2 up
Yeah.
here.
So I hit 7 instead of 5.
Okay. So yeah. So this one first. That one rolled a 16.
So it's half damage.
Yeah. And then the damage is the... So this is the 3d8. Okay, it is. So
Yeah,
then...
he got a very bad 3d8 roll.
A 1 and a 2.
Then this guy takes... He eats it. He's still up.
He takes what, full? The 9?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
And this guy... And this guy... That guy fails it. And then... Oh, wait. Does the 13 pass or fail? Sorry.
It passes.
Okay. That's what I thought earlier, but I just want to double check. All right. So, yep. So, Aiden points out... do you say anything? Do you have to say anything for this spell?
Yes, it's everything.
Okay. What do you say? What's your...
I mean, I just have to speak magic words.
I didn't know if you had a Aiden catchphrase.
No.
I know you had shapes and stuff that you like to do with your hands. I don't know what shape a shatter would be.
Waves.
You draw kind of like waves at them. So yeah, so you take your hand up and you draw waves in the air with your pointer finger and then kind of like point at yourself and then point towards them. And this loud ringing noise erupts from that area, causing all of them to kind of shake in place. Some clearly more hurt by it than others. Then it is... So these guys are still sleeping. Then I think all of these were... Yeah, that group's sleeping. So then it's this group. So this one moves over and attacks you, Fench, for attacking it.
Makes sense. It's fair.
He launches needles out at you. It's an 18 hit.
18 does hit.
18?
Yes.
Okay. So yep. So you take 10 piercing damage as the needles fly off of it, kind of like of a porcupine, and find its ways between your armor.
Well, that's just not nice.
This one attacks you, Romero, with claws. It's a 17.
That's why I should just shoot them with a bow.
Doesn't hit me.
17 doesn't hit, so he keeps clawing at you, hoping to find an opening in your armor, but just can't seem to find it. This one moves up and also attacks Romero. This one, still kind of slippery from the grease that it crawled out of earlier, kind of like when it goes to reach to attack you, it kind of like slips on your armor and doesn't actually make any kind of contact. This one, 10, 15. This one moves and claws at you, Aiden. That's unnatural. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay, and does the 3 piercing damage? Then it is this group that starts moving. So then this one, not realizing there's grease into the ground, moves into the grease. This was dexterity save, right?
Yeah, 13.
Okay, so that one's able to make it and then makes an attack against Romero. Does a 21 hit?
Yep.
Okay, so he is able to hold his zone on the grease and makes a swing at you, Romero, and actually makes contact, unlike the previous creatures. This guy moves into the grease as well. He fails and falls prone. Up. This guy just reaches Aiden and then goes to claw at you. Is able to make connect against your armor and then does the piercing damage. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then this one attacks Romero. 12 does not hit, so he's clawing helplessly at you as you hold up. Do you have your shield out?
Yes.
Yeah, claws helplessly at your shield, hoping to make contact. 15, 20. They kind of start separating and can't exactly reach you guys. And then it is Oscar.
I'm going to, oh boy. Just come over. There's no flanking bonuses, right?
No.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna come to this guy here and rapier him again.
Okay.
So, 22 will hit.
Yep.
So here's your damage. 6 piercing.
Yep. So this one with his shoulder and chest cut through by Fench falls to the ground after you finish him off with the rapier. And this last group.
Alright.
It's kind of like there because they can't reach anybody, and then Fench.
Okay. Still got the one in front of me. So I'm just going to hit him again.
Okay. That does hit. Yep.
6 damage.
And so you see this one, and you carefully aim at it, and you take him out in his critical spot, and he falls over dead. Move this.
Take that, you lemon.
All right, before you go, Jorin, let me move the battle over a little bit. Let's say, like, initially you guys are here. You guys start to hear noises behind you from the winery as if others have caught on to the sound of your fighting. Where is it?
That's not ideal.
It's okay. It's just like an easy fight, you know? We're all decked out with these AoE abilities.
There we go. I'll pull from here. And then copy that. Move him over here. Sorry, just I'm trying. I thought this would be a faster way to get the tokens. I'm not sure if this was. Where? Take both of these. Bring them over to the battlefield. Did they paste? Of course they didn't paste. There they are. How many of these?
Well, they look way scarier.
Oh, for God's sakes.
You know when you gotta run?
Yeah, like, are you gonna plant explosive barrels here?
Who's that one leading the charge? Maybe we just gotta kill one person.
True. That is true.
Let me double check something.
Take your time.
Gives you guys more time to think, huh? Okay, I see what's going on in the winery. Okay. So yes, so these guys come out from an area in the winery and are out here on the field with you as well. And then it is Jorin's turn.
Um,
And I'll just put them
Scared.
at the end of the turn order.
First, try and take care of what the problem in front of me. And set the hunter's mark on that one that's closest. And shoot him.
Which one was it again? Sorry.
That guy.
Okay, I thought so.
Don't fail me now.
Oh, look at you. You crit.
Bow for the win. All the damage.
He's super dead as you aim between the eyes and it completely falls backwards.
And then since they're closing in, I can use my action to put my bow away to switch to my short swords now, right?
No, you already made an attack using your action.
Yeah, that's
so
an
you can put
action.
your bow
So
away.
that's it. Put the bow away. That's
Yep.
fine. Start doing things. Put bow away.
Okay. And then Romero.
I don't know. I guess I'll swing.
Okay. Fortunately that does not hit. It seems to go in between the creatures, rather than hitting any of them. Then it is Aiden's turn.
Let us. Shatter again. And we'll do it here.
Let me draw myself another box. It's like there. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Like here. As far as which ones are actually hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'll start with this one in front of Romero. Constitution save. He fails. He's dead.
You're rolling twice for each of them, so like.
It's only the first one I'm taking account for.
Yeah, but I mean that's 2 rolls that are con, like to speed it up.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. So then that one's dead. That one's dead. Dead. This one's dead. This one takes half. This one takes half, but that would still kill him. And then that one fails and he's dead. This group is still sleeping all the way up there.
Yeah.
This group, I think... I can't remember. I think this one is this one, so this one will attack Romero. Does not hit. He, again, they can't find a way through your super awesome armor and shield. This one, he uses his movement to get up. And to kind of walk out of it. And then focuses on Fench. 21 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. So he takes his claws at you and is able to find a gap in your armor to attack you. This one, 5, 10, 15, makes an attack against Oscar.
What?
It's not natural 20, so they're not crits.
I guess I'll take that 5 damage.
And then for this group, this one would go after Aiden. Claws at you. 15 hit. And then this last one goes up to Jorin and claws at you.
Ooh.
And manages to crits.
There's Kate's dice.
I think I've earned that one.
After all you've done. Alright, so then it is Oscar's turn.
So what is this person over here?
Looking at him, he looks like... let me see how they describe him. Because they give him the name Druid, but I don't know that he's actually like the same thing as a PC character Druid. I think I've also read that sometimes in these sessions they'll refer to them instead of like forest folk.
Are they, wait, is Druid spelled the same as Dryad?
No, it's like spelled
No.
like the PC Druid.
I don't know, I generally didn't know if those two words were spelled the same or not.
Nah. But he does look like he's one with the woods and it's probably pretty decent at fighting.
God dang it. Alright, I'm gonna move. I'll move there. I'll get the attack of opportunity on me
Okay.
if he wishes to take it.
He hits.
God damn.
I don't know what I did to my roll 20, but I permanently have it hovering over the stat of the bottom roll, but it won't go away.
Alright.
So I can't see how much damage they do to you.
7
no.
that time.
7, yeah.
7.
And I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on that person.
Okay.
So you have some of this. Ooh, have all that. Let's
And yet my roll 20 still wants to show me the last d20 rolled.
If you say so.
Oh, I think I just hop in there, and if I delve deeper, then they have to make wisdom saves. So I get like surface thoughts
Okay,
of that person.
surface thoughts that you get from him are he's surprised that anyone else is coming to contend the winery. And that they kind of
Alright.
they kind of thought that they had it in the bag.
All right, I'm gonna just shout out to him and just be like, leave now or face our wrath. In hopes to just, get him to leave without fighting.
Is that would be intimidation?
Okay, all right, I can do that.
You sound very confident in that one.
Yeah, I mean, I got it's there. I got some intimidation. Get out of here.
Okay.
Not bad, not bad.
15.
And then he leaves, and the battle's over.
Gotta admit, you enjoy his optimism.
I'd say that he does seem to like take your at least listen to your threat and kind of turns around and kind of shoos away some looks like he's starting to shoo away some of them as if to like save the forces for later, but none of them move yet.
Okay, there we go.
And then Fench, it's your turn.
All right. Yeah, let's just clear out what's in front of us. I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna attack the one that was in front of me before.
So this one.
Yes.
So you hit.
Cool.
I can't see that number. I don't know how to get rid of
10
this.
damage.
10. Okay, yeah. So, determined to clear out the group in front of you to move on to the next group, you hit this guy and he falls very quickly to the ground. And then it is this new group's turn. So yeah, the druid kind of spends his time kind of redirecting the people he brought with him, rather than moving forward to attack. So it's kind of like this group that was behind him. He kind of sends back towards the winery for now. And then it is Romero's. Oh no, it's Jorin. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip past that.
My feelings are hurt.
So you have one of your short swords out right now.
So you can drawing the swords is part of the action, though, right?
That's
If I'm attacking with them.
No.
no.
You
You
get
sure?
one free object interaction. So drawing your sword is the free object interaction.
I think you're lying to me.
Oh,
So,
Alright. Dual wielding has a lot of finicky issues with it.
It's
That's
also
why you
cool.
need to take the dual wielding feat to draw both weapons at the same time.
Yes.
Fine.
You also use your bonus action to swing the second sword.
This man's getting hunter's marked. Just stabbed with one sword.
that definitely hits. I don't know how to fix my thing to
Good.
not be glitched. Yes, but yes, you take your short sword and you take aim for him. You kind of jump up at him and stab him in the chest, and he falls backwards. You pull your sword back out. Then it is Romero's turn.
I don't know. I don't even know if I should try to attack since I fucking miss every attack.
I believe in you this time. This
This
is
time.
your time.
There you go. You definitely hit. I can't see the bottom number. I hate this. I don't know what I should
9.
do. Okay, yeah. So you swing at the one still standing in the grease. You aim at him and frustrated by just barely missing each the previous creatures, you aim for his head and you hit him clear in the head, and he slips and falls over in the grease and is dead. Then it is Aiden's turn.
Okay. Let us.
I'm
Toll the
not
dead
allowed to
that
move.
causes first
Oh
hit.
yeah, you can move. Sorry.
Alright, let me figure out 30 feet. Move here.
Okay. And then you're tolling the one right next to you, Aiden.
Yes.
That one is the wisdom save. I can't read it. Oh no, it's
11 and 9.
a 9. Okay, so then he fails. So he takes both of those necrotic damages then?
Just 6.
Just the 6. Okay. How much health does he have left?
Hop, try scrolling over one of the other tooltips from one of the things above it and see if it.
No, it's. Yeah, my stream up.
Yeah.
I don't want to close Roll20.
But you can't scroll over one of the other rolls
I am.
for something else.
I am. Like, it still pops up like rolling 1d8 6, rolling 1d12 6.
Oh, try swapping away from your chat and swapping back.
That's. I'm for where?
No, I mean, like, try to swap to, like, the character sheets tab.
Yeah, I am in that if you have the stream up. Like, I have.
Oh.
I've had Roll20 do that to me before, where it just keeps one tooltip up, and never goes away.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it just annoys me. It's the very bottom one because then I can't see. Anyway, but yeah. So this one, he hears the ringing in his ears and he is dead. So then there's just this guy left in front of you, Finch. Claws at you. 15 doesn't hit, so he just fumbles against your armor and shield and doesn't get through. Then it's Oscar's turn.
I'm gonna I'm gonna at this point just say, you've seen our forces. Why don't you just, leave and save yourselves and hope to try to just persuade him for him and the rest of the men to just leave.
So are you persuading or intimidating?
Persuading.
Okay, I'll let you roll persuasion. Okay. So he clearly listens to you, thinks about it, and he's like, he kind of squints, trying to weigh his options, and he decides that, he calls his forces, and for now, you see this group start to shuffle away. Like, he clearly tries to motion them away. And then it is Fench.
I'm gonna knock this thing in the head again.
Okay. Oh, no.
That is a no. I missed twice.
Was that a crit fail?
That is a crit fail.
Okay. So you go to swing at it, and super confident in your ability to down this last creature in front of you. You swing down and you aim for its head, but somehow kind of just like skim the top needles off of its head, but with the force you swung, you've gotten your sword kind of like stuck in the ground.
Nice.
Oh, so he doesn't take damage, but I do. Okay. Fuck you too.
The druid and his posse leave for now. You're not sure where they head off to, but they start to walk away back towards the woods, and then it's Jorin's turn.
Towards the woods?
Yeah, they came out of the winery, but Oscar is trying to keep them away from the winery in his phrasing. So they're still out in the open field, they're just not heading back into the building.
I slightly afraid that Fench is having some issues. I'll move forward to do the stabbing of the blight next to Fench.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so you go to swing in hopes to help Fench out, but this particular creature seems adamant on staying alive and sidesteps you as your sword swings past him. Then it is...
That's why I have a second sword. Going to use this thing eventually.
Alright, that one does hit. I can't read the damage.
2.
Alright, so this... Seeing that your first swing missed, you prepare your second sword and you swing, and you kind of nick him on the side, but he's still standing. And then it is Romero's turn.
Fench, you found a tough one.
Well, at least I feel like a less of an idiot, so that's good.
Romero.
I don't know. What am I supposed to do?
There's the one left.
Alright, I walk over and I take a swing and I miss and...
Ah, you hit. How much is that?
8 total.
Okay. You take your flail, seeing Fench and Jorin seem to struggle with this final one. You swing your flail down, aiming for the shoulders, and it brings down the creature entirely, and it's dead.
Woo!
Okay. So yeah, let me delete these squares. Move you guys back out into outside of the winery. Or I'll move your characters to be outside of the winery. Hold on. Let me move this over because it's all the way at the end of the scrolling list of possible maps I could drop you guys off into. And then let me try to actually grab a set that has your turn order stuff in it. This is the ground floor. Bup, 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 bup. And then I just need Fench from this map. Okay, do you guys see yourselves now?
Yes.
I don't know if your health is accurate. You'll have to double check that. Because I tried to pull from different tokens since the...
I see nada.
We're in the bottom right.
Correct. I still see nada.
Oh, okay.
Bop, 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 bop.
Well, that was easy. Who knew that Oscar was so persuasive?
I'm gonna heal myself.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, guys, maybe we just like
How's that,
barge
Fench?
open.
I see things. Did it.
Maybe we just barge open the door, tell them we're high level adventurers, pay to remove these guys, so they can either remove willingly or, we can cut each and every single one of them down, and see if maybe they leave.
Leaf.
Could we maybe go about this a bit more delicately?
All right. So what's your plan?
That we just slowly clear room by room. There's only like 2 floors.
All right, we can do that too.
And a cellar.
What about a buyer?
Yeah, but we can pause here for the night.
Alrighty.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay. Anything else you
getting
guys want to do healing wise, short rest wise, any of that?
Oh, okay.
Maybe a short rest. If everybody else wants to do a short rest.
Yeah, that'll heal up a little bit. Good.
Yeah.
I do want to state for the record, it seems that I did defeat the most enemies this battle.
Bullshit. Gary killed like 10 of them with a single
That's it.
spell.
Yeah, but I got
took-
a whole bunch of them to just leave. I think that counts.
I mean, we don't get XP for making them walk away.
I think we do. Hops?
Eh.
Look.
It's an accomplishment, I guess, but is it winning?
They entered battle. We survived the battle.
Doesn't mean they can't come back.
Yeah, well, that's later. Future us probably.
All right, but yeah, okay. I'll stop the session and the stream for now then. And then you guys can do your short rest stuff and then discuss anything.